Hello everyone, welcome back to our summer design series. Today I am going to show you an arrangement in some really neat containers that we just got in. This is a little jar that's tucked into a wire container, and it has a lid on it that has little holes that'll hold your flowers. So today I am going to show you how to make an arrangement in this container. What I'm going to start out with is a large Aralia leaf, and these leaves are just beautiful, just really large, showy leaves. So I'm going to take one leaf and I am going to cut the stem at an angle, and I'm just going to tuck it right over into that vase. And it's just kind of a fun, almost a tropical look. I'm going to take these beautiful carnations. These are called the Moon Series carnations, and they're just a really neat purple carnation. They come in all shades of purples, but this one's so pretty and so neat. So that's why I chose this one today. This is going to be such a simple arrangement. All I'm going to do is just use carnations. I'm going to cut them off fairly short, and I am just going to tuck them right into the little holes in this grid, in this little lid, and I'm going to just tuck them right in pretty deep. The great thing is that this is just going to hold all these flowers right in place. If I hold my mouth right, I can get it down in this hole with this leaf. There we go. And with this leaf being as large as it is, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to poke a hole down in the leaf so that my carnation will go right down into that container. So I'm looking underneath and seeing where the hole is. Now, let me tell you a little trick with a carnation. Sometimes they come in and they're not fully open. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold it by its calyx, and I'm just going to brush that carnation. Just brush it until you get it full. And see, really simple, easy, but very pretty. All right, so there I've tucked the carnations all the way around in that container, right? And now I'm going to take just a little bit of fuchsia colored wax flower and tuck it into those same holes, just to give me a little bit of an airy feel. The great thing about a carnation and wax flower also is that they're both very long lasting flowers. So this arrangement will last you for, up to 2 weeks. The only thing in this arrangement that will start to shed is the wax flower, and so you may have to pull the wax flower out, but the carnations will last so long. It's one of my favorite to take home and enjoy at home because it lasts so long and I don't have to throw it away. And then this is called lily grass. Lily grass is a little different than like a bear grass because lily grass, number one, won't cut you when you run your hands down the blade, but it's also just a really wider grass than a bear grass. So I am going to take that, and I did not bring any wire. I did, Catherine. I'm going to take just a little piece of wire. I have just bent those blades over, and I am just going to wire them together. And then I am going to find one of the little holes in this grid. I'm actually going to cut it a little shorter. And I'm just going to tuck it right down in, just to give us a little fun and interest. And there we go, just a very simple, kind of tropical looking arrangement that I've made in this little container. Now I also have another container that was really fun and very easy to work with. It's got 3 little test tubes, And all I've done is filled them up with fresh water with a little bit of flower food. And I have really pretty bright yellow snapdragons. First of all, yellow is my favorite. Second of all, snaps are beautiful and really interesting flower and gives you a lot of bang for your buck. And so what I'm going to do is just cut that snap and just drop him down in there. Now I added too much water, so I'm going to pour just a smidge of that water out. I'm going to tuck that right down in there. And I'm going to pour a little water out of each of these tubes because I added too much water to them. I am going to use, for this container, I'm using the same flower all the way through in all of the little tubes, just because number one, it's easy, and number two, it's pretty. So I'm just going to take those little snapdragons, and I'm just going to stagger it down. And then you can take a little bit of bear grass, tuck it right into that same little tube for interest and kind of fun and whimsy. Now you can of course use different flowers in these tubes. They don't all have to be the same, but I thought it was really fun to use the same flower. This is called variegated aspidistra, just a pretty leaf. Tuck that down in. And then I'm also going to take this one, and what I'm going to do with this one is I'm going to make kind of a ribbon or a loop. So I'm going to take this stem, I'm going to cut that stem at an angle, and then I am going to, there's a ridge that runs all the way down. It's kind of a thick ridge that runs all the way down that leaf. I am going to tuck just right through that leaf. I'm going to poke a hole right there on that ridge, and I'm going to pull it up and make a loop. So it's just a really simple loop, but it gives you kind of a fun ribbony effect. All right, and so that's just a really simple but very pretty statement piece. I mean, it's three flowers, three of the same flowers with some pretty foliage. And then this is a very simple little arrangement, all the same carnations and pretty foliage. It kind of gives you that tropical summer feel. I hope you enjoyed our demonstration today. If you want to see more of our videos, my mouth won't work, please follow us on Facebook and Instagram and subscribe to our YouTube channel.